first video. I was just going to have a talk about what it was like when Zachary first got diagnosed. His was pretty scary at the beginning because I didn't really know, well, I knew what diabetes was about because my husband's father and brother are both type 1 as well, and I kind of just took it in my stride, and so did Zach actually. He was really good. He started doing his injections straight away on his own because he likes to be in control of what he's doing. So and we ended up, I think it was about 4 days in hospital, but there was a lot of people that came round, like dietitians, psychologists, doctors, nurses, a whole day of people just talking at you and telling you how to do this, telling you how to do that. Everyone was obviously really lovely, but it was so full on. I was absolutely exhausted, and so was he, and it was, yeah, mind-boggling. But once you get home, once you get sorted, and you start getting into routines of things, it becomes a lot easier. With Lilith, obviously, it was literally, we came out 4 days before Christmas, and we spent a little bit longer in hospital with Lilith because she is allergic to a lot of antibiotics, and unfortunately she needed some, so they needed to keep her in for a bit longer. But obviously I knew everything there was to know about daily routines and stuff like that, and being newly diagnosed, so we didn't really have the same kind of issues. You know, it was still tiring just seeing everyone, but it wasn't anything like it was when Zach first got it. Obviously, but for Lilith, completely different person. So for her, it was still a massive thing, and I think she was like really concerned. But also knowing that her brother had it, and also having 2 other type 1s in the family, she was pretty good, and she started doing her injections and her finger pricks on her own as well. I barely had to do, I think I had 2, and she started doing it. So, I mean, I was very lucky in that respect that both my children just stepped up and started doing it, because it's never a nice feeling having to inject your child, but they're really good. So now Zachary is on a pump, and he finds that really easy. Lilith, at the moment, being newly diagnosed, she is on the insulin pens, which is difficult because Zach can eat what he likes when he likes, really. She has to be really careful. She has to not really have snacks, because otherwise it just means more injections, and who wants to do that? So there is quite a big difference at the moment, and I think you forget how long it takes someone to get used to having diabetes as well. With Zach, it took quite a long time, but that was understandable, and you knew that. But then with the second, you're like, oh, okay, well, everyone knows. But actually, she didn't really, because me and Zach dealt with everything. And there was no need for her to really get involved too much with the diabetes. Just the normal little things like, you know, if he goes low and stuff like this, he needs food. But, you know, it takes a really long time for the child to just get their head around things, and because their whole life has changed. So it does take a long time, and we are at the end of January now, and we are, you know, still in that process, which is fine, and I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm just here, ready for her if she needs me. That's how I feel about the diagnosis of my 2 children. Any questions, please feel free, and I'll try and answer them. This is my first video, so bear in mind I may have to get a bit of practice with answering questions, but I hope to see you on another video soon.